Everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today is Friday again, so here I am uploading another video with our homeschool weekly activities. This week we did social study. As you know, I have this planner where I don't do social studies and science every day or every week. Last week we did science when we studied everything about flowers, so this week we focused on social studies and the rest of the things, of course. So for social studies, I picked this topic, which is where I live. I decorated the wall like this, simply with just two maps, the world map and the country map with the states. Just put up those letters to say where I live, and I just put those stickers for decoration. And then this little border at the bottom with different continents. So let me start showing you our workbox system. We did daily binder activities. Well, you've seen in my past video, just random, like counting 100 days of school and sight words, temperature, time telling, stuff like that. The sight words that we used were these ones: map, continent, water, and land. And so that's for the sight words in there. Then she did the workbook where she does handwriting, some phonics, spelling, and math. And I can do a review on this book, so you can guys see it more in detail if you want to. It's a very, very nice book. I try not to do a lot with this because she gets a little bored with books and worksheets and stuff like that, so that's it. Then the third drawer is reading time, or actually phonics and reading, and we're working on our alpha phonics program. We just started, so we're still on lesson lesson 5. I believe it's lesson 5, the one that we did today, and she's reading this book and we're doing really good with that. She's doing great. And we're also starting with these sight words that were recommended to me by JDA. We're gonna start working on the pre-primer. As some of you know, my daughter is learning English as a second language and she's 5 years old, so that's her level for right now. And then for this drawer we did, like I said, social studies, and this is what we did. We worked on this, not exactly a lab book, but kind of. Just a folder. I wrote where I live, she colored in, and we glued this map. And then I made this for her where she can kind of keep, like, how to say this, like, we did this first actually, and this like a summary, like to simplify all this into this little activity, so she can just come and look at it anytime she wants to. Because this, I'm gonna store it away, put it in a file container. This I found Teachers Pay Teachers for free, and it's just simply to help the kid learn where she lives. And so first you have to find the continent, and I explained to her this is America and we live in North America. And then in North America she lives in the United States, and then the United States she lives in Maryland, and then the town, the address, and then in the address she had to do the room in the house that belongs to her, so she drew a picture of her room. Those are her doll houses. She drew her doll houses before she even drew her bed. That's really funny. And then she did a picture of herself, or actually it was a template, she just had to color it in. So that was the activity. And then I did this for her where it has different sides of circles. I found this idea online, so I really liked it. And it says my planet, and then it says Earth, my continent, and then it says America, and then my country, United States, my state, my town, and my house, and the back is our town name or address name, or address as well. So I'm gonna keep this out so she can look at it anytime she wants to. Along with that, we worked on this wall map that we have, which is right there. You just take this white word out and just use that. and it has different type of labels and everything, and I have a review video for this if you want to see it. And then I meant to do this book with her, just to look at it. It had some states, but we might do it we might do this later on, maybe in next year, because a lot of information for her right now. And then the next drawer, which is music, art, computer, and health. So it depends on what day we're in. One day we do music, another day we do art, computer, or health. So for music, we did this little book where I just read it to her. It tells you different instruments and objects you can use to make music and stuff like that. Let's make music pre-level to read. And then I found these 3-part cards, Montessori Inspire on Teachers Pay Teachers for free. It comes with at least 20 or more different musical notes, but I just did this one first, just to start, and then I just keep adding as we continue with our classes. So the cards are these ones, musical notes, and the staff. So I tell her that all these notes go here, and then the other parts of the cards, the matching pictures and the matching words and stuff like that. There's a whole lesson that you have to do with these cards, but you can use them in any way you want to. But if you want to do a Montessori Inspire, there's a exact way to do it. I might show you that in another video if you want to. For art, we continue with our colors. We went ahead and we did the warm and the cool colors, and we did some shelf work activities with this that I'm going to show you in a little bit. Then for health, we worked on our food groups. We're vegans, so I couldn't find a lot of activities with food groups, but this is the closest one that I found. So she had to cut and paste the food, different type of foods in the different boxes, and then she could also draw some of them. And then I printed out this vegan food pyramid. I'm actually keeping this on the fridge so we can always see it, keep as a reference. And we learn about different type of foods and groups. And then I had this book in English and Spanish where it has different type of groups in Spanish and English. And we just look at the pictures and just look at the pictures actually and get some ideas, and we just talked about it and also about how to exercise and stuff like that. And then I drew this, but we didn't get to do this. We might do it next week, where I just drew this little mat for her, and then she had to tell me a portion that goes here, what portion goes there, here, here, and here, and she can draw it and color it. So we're gonna do that next week actually. So this is what we did for that. And then for the last drawer, I did some changes, and since we do Spanish also, but we do Spanish like a whole day of lessons, so this drawer is only for Spanish, and this is all what we have for Spanish. That's our first language. And if you want, I can do a whole video about the curriculum that I'm using. So moving on to the shelf activities, starting over here. I always have this here, so we just look at it this week for references, but anytime she wants to, she always comes here and finds something interesting to talk about. This is the practical activities that we did for the week. I had her, she wanted to start learning how to sew, so I bought this like really thick needle, but it's a real needle, and I just put this little thread, and I put all these beads in this little container, and she's just started to like put the beads in the thread. She did it in 2 different times. I told her if she wanted to make a pattern or something, but she decided to go with this, and it was a fun activity. She had to have a lot of patience because this will come off many times and she'll have to put it back. So it was a really nice activity, especially for practical life. Then the next activity was this, just salt and pepper shaker I bought at the dollar store. I took the lid off of one of them, and put toothpicks in here, and she have to like put them in the other container. And when she was done, she had to like remove the lid from this one and put it on this one, so she can just transfer from the other one again. And then the other activity was this one, just removing the lid from this jar, picking this corn seeds and put it in the other jar, which has the lid on. And I will show to her the correct way to do it, you know, with patience and carefully and stuff like that. So she did that. And then over here for social studies, we have the 3-part cards for the continents that I made a while ago. So I usually always try to keep 3-part cards on the shelf. So we did this for all the continents. Then have all the labels for the world map, the one that's made out of felt. Over here, there are the continents. A couple of countries that I want her to know. Argentina, that's where we come from. Then Mexico and Canada, and the United States, I think it's still on the map. So those are for the North America, and then the equator, where she already learned. And then these oceans, we're gonna do next time we do social studies or maybe even science. This activity wasn't exactly for this week. I didn't think about it for this week. I was doing it for next time we do social studies for landforms, but she wanted to go ahead and do it anyway, so we did it. It was mostly for fun, but she still learned something about it. So in this little jar, I just put water and some food coloring, blue, and then these 2 containers, I just put some Play-Doh, a little one in the middle, and then a circle one. And so she had to pour water. In this one, she poured water on the sides and make an island. And then this one, she had to pour water inside and make a lake. So I explained to her the differences. I mean, you can tell the differences, but I explained to her exactly what an island was. And we had this little sideward cards with island, lake, water, land, and map, and continents. So we had those sidewards, and then in this little container, I just printed out a map, a small one, and we had this toy, and we would use this, but of course we can also use any of this map or this one or this one. I just wanted to put something on the tray so she wouldn't have to get up if we were doing it maybe on the dining room or something. And she would show me land, water, and she would even point at me a couple of different islands that she could find. So that was a fun activity that we did, and she really loved it. Then in this little box, I put all the different states from a United States puzzle that I have, and I put this map down. I actually hold all my posters like this, so I can always take them down if I need to. So I put it on the floor, like on her map, and with this next to it, she will have to find the correct state and match it. It's just not exactly the same size, but it's still a good activity to do. She loved it. She spent a lot of time doing this. She really liked it. So the next activities are this one. I'm sorry, I just got a little distracted. So with the colors this week, we did some pom-poms, and I just printed this out where it says primary, secondary, or neither. And then on the back, I have warm, cool, and neither. So she would sort colors according to those characteristics or categories. So she did that. And then for colors and a little bit of reading, she did this game that I found at the store, just matching the colors to the words. So this is green. She had to put it where it says green. So she did that. And then for math, I had this puzzle where she has to match the number with the number quantity and then the number word. They're self-correcting puzzles, so she made a mistake in a couple of them. She knew how to fix them. And then another activity that I had up for her, but we didn't get to do that, it's just a little game. I'm sure a lot of you know it, and I picked this one at the dollar store. Just put the chips in here. And it's mostly to work on her patience and fine motor skills and things like that. I also had this continent world map for her by Melissa and Doug. The pieces are very big. I mean, Africa is like the size of the box almost. She did this on the floor. And then I had this other wood map that I recently bought. And she just did this, and we looked for state and or capital, and we just look at the different, we went over the names of the states and stuff like that. Next over here I have this. This remained the same because we use it in many different activities, so this one remains the same from last week. This one is different cards. It's actually from a memory game, so I just pick words that I think that she can handle in spelling, and maybe a couple, 2 or 3 of them that I know she doesn't know how to spell yet, like pizza, and I can just teach her how to spell them. I don't do this very often because I don't want it to like go too far from the phonic program that we're working on. So I don't want to like teach her some phonic sounds and words and letters on that program and then do an activity where I introduce different sounds that she's not familiar with yet. So I'm just doing words like, you know, like bug or banana, frog, some things like that that I know she can handle and she knows how to spell. Or she can use her little toys that I brought over here. Banana, I mean, she even played like matching. She would put the cards and the toys with that. Ball, lamp, duck, hat, cat, cap, cup, fish. So a lot of different items. And what she did with this, she would like pull this tray out along with her movable alphabet that I made for her. I have a video where I showed this, so if you want to look at the video you can go and watch it. I can leave you the link in the description box. The other activities that I picked for her I didn't get to do anyways was this that I think I showed you last time, but we didn't get to do that this week. And these are some 10 base blocks, wooden blocks, frames. And over here I'm going to use this, which is like my DIY or my homemade Matthew C counting cubes. I actually got inspired by the Montessori beads with this, so I can show you in another video. I'm sorry. And also this addition worksheet, where she had to add those numbers and whatever the result was, what the color that she needed to paint or color actually. She finished that today, so that was a little bit of addition work. And also another activity that I made for her was this 100 Montessori inspired 100 board. There, I put some magnet on the back, and this is a metal sheet. I can show you this in another video as well. And then on the bottom, of course, there are like activities for her to do whenever we're done and she just wants to stay here, learn something. So like some free activities for her. These are magnetic, and she has to make different shapes with this. You can make tons of shapes with this. It's like a thinking game actually, kind of thing. I found this at the thrift store and I was really intrigued by it. That's my daughter, she wants to play with the map now. So yeah, so this is kind of like a thinking game for her. She still has the same beads and buttons, you know, for lacing, stuff like that. And then over here she has this game, little game or toy actually. It's a wooden one to work with her patience and motor skills and stuff like that. And then over here she has this Tetris game where she can build towers, or it also says Jenga. So she can build towers, and this will come down, like they will tumble down very easily. So she has to be very patient in how she builds it. You know, it's very, you know, I love this game. She has to be very patient with this. So yes, I believe that's it. Oh, I didn't show you the books for the week. Let me show you really quick. I got these books out. Sounds all around us. It has a little bit of what's around us. Maps. So a little bit about maps. This is from a phonics program that I purchased that I'm not really using, but I'm just using the readers. Where is your home? So another reader about that. Then play it safe. So these things I'm teaching her about, you know, how to be in a community and stuff like that. Our flag. This is the moon, or is it? This is the sun, or is it? Earth's water. Scout the monkey. Planet Earth. Clifford, and then at the back it has things about a neighborhood and stuff like that. And then my number book, mi libro de números, which is Spanish and English. So we did those books for the week, and this is what she will take on the mat if she doesn't want to work on the table. And these little jars are just water with food coloring that we used for our art class to learn more about colors and such things. So yes, that's it for the week. It was a long week, to be honest. Some of the activities became a little boring. Not boring, but too long. So I'm thinking of, I don't know, maybe rethinking our routine and how we do things. We might do a little less every day. And but you know, this is it for this video. I might do another video to show you how I organize my classes and the lessons and stuff like that with my planner over here, and I can show you this in another video. But for now, we're still kind of seeing what we like and what we don't like, and change whenever we need to change anything. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. Sorry, I was a little rushing. Sometimes I will just just say whatever on the video, like I wasn't very clear. But I hope that this video was helpful to you. And if you have any questions or any suggestions, please leave them down in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.